Once upon a time in a land far beyond our waking dreams, there lived a brave young dreamer named Zoe. Zoe had a wild imagination that could conjure up the most fantastical adventures just by closing her eyes and letting her mind wander. One night, as stars twinkled above like tiny lanterns, Zoe felt a gentle breeze brush against her cheek. With a yawn and a stretch, she opened her eyes to find herself in an unfamiliar place, Dreamland. Zuzu, a playful sprite with sparkling wings and curious eyes, appeared beside her. "Hello, little dreamer," Zuzu said with a grin. "I'm so glad you're here." Intrigued, Zoe followed Zuzu through a shimmering path that led to a field of glowing flowers. Each petal seemed to pulse with its own light, creating an ever-changing pattern before their eyes. Together, they arrived at the heart of Dreamland, where a gentle river flowed. The water was so clear you could see fish and plants dancing beneath the surface, yet it was also as smooth and silent as silk. As they walked along the riverbank, Zoe noticed something peculiar. A tiny figure sitting on a rock, her long white hair flowing like clouds in the breeze. It was Lunaria, the Dreamweaver, with eyes that sparkled like stars. Lunaria welcomed them with a warm smile. "Welcome to my home, dear friends," she said softly. "What brings you here tonight?" Zoe explained about her wild imagination and how it brought her here by accident. Zuzu added that she was eager for an adventure and thought Dreamland would be perfect. With a nod, Lunaria agreed. "Dreamland is full of endless possibilities. Let's explore together." Hand in hand, they followed the river to where its banks opened into a vast forest. Trees reached up to the sky, with branches adorned in silver moonbeams that danced as they moved. They wandered deeper until they came across a clearing bathed in golden light. In the center stood an ancient tree, its trunk twisted and gnarled like a dragon's tail, yet its leaves shone brightly. A small creature, half fox, half hare, with fur of purest white, bounded towards them. "Hello there," it said with a friendly wag of its tail. "I'm Sylvie. It's nice to meet you." Zoe and Zuzu introduced themselves, and Sylvie invited them to sit by the tree. As they did, they noticed tiny seeds sprinkling from the branches, each one falling like stardust. "These are dream seeds," Lunaria explained. "When planted in the heart of a dreamer, they can bring their wildest wishes to life." Feeling inspired, Zoe and Zuzu decided to collect some for future adventures. They spent hours gathering seeds under the watchful gaze of the ancient tree, each one more magical than the last. As the sun began its descent into twilight, casting warm hues across Dreamland, they found themselves back by the riverbank. Here, they saw a magnificent bridge made entirely of shimmering glass, leading to an island in the middle of the river. They crossed the bridge and were greeted on the other side by a grand castle, walls carved from clouds and towers reaching towards the moon itself. The door creaked open as they approached, revealing a spacious hall filled with wonders beyond imagination. A feast was laid out on golden tables, each dish more delicious than the last. They dined together, enjoying the most delightful foods and conversation, feeling an immense sense of happiness and belonging. As evening deepened into night, they returned to the path that led back home. Zuzu pointed upwards, where a shooting star streaked across the sky, leaving a trail of sparkling stardust in its wake. "Make a wish," she whispered with a smile. Zoe closed her eyes, wishing for nothing more than to return to Dreamland again soon. When she opened them, they found themselves back in Zoe's bedroom, her soft bed waiting below. Lunaria appeared before her once more. "Thank you for joining us tonight, Zoe and Zuzu," Lunaria said gently. "Remember, the magic of your dreams can bring you here anytime." With a warm hug from Zuzu and a twinkling smile from Lunaria, Zoe drifted off to sleep, surrounded by the warmth and wonder of her dreams. And so, in the quiet hush of night, Zoe entered a realm where anything is possible. In Dreamland, imagination knows no bounds, magic dances with every dream, and adventure awaits just around every corner. Sweet dreams, little one.